Okay, so here we have our apple trees. This one's an Enterprise, first year, first leaf. It's growing off well. Very little disease, not too much pest. It's on a G41. It's doing all right. Over here we have a Roxbury Russet. This Roxbury Russet's done well, first leaf also this year. It's on G11 and it's done good. It's probably about 7 feet now. Now, however, it has this little reddish orange on it. Don't know if that's early onset fire blight. We did have 4.5 inches of rain about a week ago, and it has been putting on some new growth lately. And this one doesn't have it though on these other branches, just that tip. So if anybody knows or recognizes what that might be, any comments would be appreciated. Now this one here is our Golden Russet. It's my second year with this one planted here, and it's growing well, except that 4.5 inches of rain we had last week. I came over to it to check them out, and it was just laying completely over. It was just laying right across. So this one here does not have the support. I have the post there, and I have some lines to pull down some of the branches to open it up, but it does not have any kind of, just this one wire now. So it will get some reinforcement to help keep it up, but it's doing well. It's also on a G41. Minimal pest. There has been a couple of caterpillars on it lately, but I came around yesterday and sprayed these trees with neem oil, and the caterpillars and mites and all aphids, they all seem to be gone today. So hooray for neem oil. Here's a Harrison. This Harrison's doing good also. I think the Harrison's more prone to fire blight because the M7 tree has had a couple instances where it looked like it has fire blight, and I just cut it out for safety's sake. So, and these are all getting trimmed, mostly all getting trimmed to the open center. This one's on G11. It's very upright growing. It's very upright growing. These Harrisons just want to go straight up. I have another Harrison on an M7. This one's almost 10 feet. It's about 9.5 feet now. And I started out growing it like an open center. Decided to change that and make it a modified center. So next spring, early spring, late winter, I'll be coming in and cutting this maybe 2 feet, 3 feet from one of those upper ones, and making that a modified instead of a central leader. Over here we have a couple more. They're all everyone's growing pretty strong, so we've been lucky with the pressure, disease pressure and all. Here we've had a bunch of aphids coming through, and we have had some ladybugs and praying mantis eating on them. So I'm not too concerned about getting all of them off. The neem oil cut down a bunch of them, but I'm not worried about taking all of them out. Since it's good for the beneficials to have something to eat too, they'll just keep coming back. This one's a wine sap It said semi-dwarf. I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna probably do a modified central leader for it. Also started in the middle. You can't really see this one. I started planting beneficial plants in between the rows, in between the trees now. Up there's a butterfly bush and some balm and something else. So right here's a ladybug. Right now there's a ladybug right now eating in the aphids. So I'm not too worried about it there. That aphid will mate with another aphid, or that ladybug will mate with another one, and they will have their young and hopefully multiply and take care of it. Here's another one. Right there, you probably can't see it that well. So eventually they'll balance out. But this is a Hughes crab, and it's on a G935. I'm going to do an open center with it, obviously. And so this one, in the second year, it's the second year, it did manage to have an apple on it, and I let it go. And it had a 18.6 bricks. So had I had enough to make anything with it, that would have equaled to about a 9% hard cider or cider. So hopefully next year I'll get even more. Little buggers. This one's a Gold Rush on a M7. It's just taking off like a rocket. I mean, this thing, I cut it off at about 30 inches, and it's already probably 7 feet now. So this one, I'm gonna cut this as a modified central leader. I'll train it and just go up 2 feet, 3 feet, cut another one, let it branch out. Then we put a butterfly bush, and here's a Ashmead's kernel on an MM106. It'll also be a modified central leader, but again, it's doing well. It's still growing slower than the M7, but here's another one of those. I don't know what that is, but I've been seeing that all over the orchard area, all over these trees. Again, the Gold Rush and the Ashmead's kernel and the Hughes crab, the wine sap, they all seem to be pretty much disease free. I mean, haven't had any real problems. So I've just been spraying them with neem oil and hydrolyzed fish. And that's it. Well, all right, thanks for watching.